What's going on, you guys? Petplatypus here, and it's time to talk about 2 episodes of Dragon Ball Super. So, episode 14 of Dragon Ball Super, which I did not review last week, I do apologize. It kind of works out, though, because there's a lot to talk about with this episode and not so much to talk about with the next one. So, for episode 14, just to get the technicals out of the way, the pacing was good, and the story progression was good as well, because we did get the conclusion of the fight, the Battle of Gods arc is over, and we even got some good characterization for Goku, which I was actually worried they weren't going to keep, and they actually do. Goten asks him, what was it like becoming a god? He's like, it was kind of hollow, because I couldn't achieve it with my own strength. It had to be with help. I like it. It's good characterization for Goku. It does expand his character a bit, and it was a bigger reaction in the movie. He was a bit angrier about it. Whether this was more of a Goku reaction is debatable. I think this was more of a Goku response. He was just kind of, yeah, I didn't like it. It was kind of hollow. You know, I really would have liked to have achieved it on my own. He wasn't, like, mad about it. He was more laid back, which I feel is a bit more in Goku's character. But I could easily see someone saying, no, he'd be more angry about it. It's subjective. I could see it going both ways. But I think the anime may have handled it slightly better. Just slightly. The fight itself was really good. We had really well done animation. The artwork was shaky. I won't say a little shaky. It was definitely shaky artwork. Not just in some spots, but in like, well, I guess I should say some spots, because for being a little bit sloppy artwork, it did have some shots that looked really nice, but yeah, the artwork was shaky, but the actual animation made up for it. It wasn't like Super Episode 5, where the artwork and the animation are completely lacking. This was great animation, fantastic even to a certain extent, with shaky-ass artwork. But like I said, the animation made up for it, and it's not really that noticeably bad when you're just kind of casually watching it. You may notice some spots where it's like, oh, the artwork's a little shaky, but it's not like Episode 5 where it's like, okay, this is ridiculous. So, yeah, there's that. So, animation, pacing, story progression, characterization, all that stuff was really good for the most part. So, yeah, the actual content of the episode, Goku still loses the fight just like he did in the movie, which I like. I like that Goku loses this fight because it shows that there are stronger people out there, and, you know, because Goku's just so strong by the end of the Buu saga. I mean, technically, you know, he couldn't beat Buu on his own. There's no way. It had to be the Spirit Bomb, which was the combination of, like, everybody's power. So, you know, there was that. But still, he's so strong by the end of the Buu saga that it's good to have more characters that can still give him a challenge. And just to see the main character lose is so refreshing, because it's so rare that a main character loses a fight. So yeah, this is a really good transition into more to come. The movie did this part a little bit better because it actually talked about like how there's 12 dimensions and they all have their own gods. And I don't believe, unless I fucking totally blanked out, I don't think Beerus mentioned it in the anime, but I guess I could be wrong. I don't think he mentioned the 12 dimensions, so the movie did that a bit better. But still, you know, it does expand, you know, the scope of Dragon Ball. Goku has a goal. He wants to beat Beerus. We see a little bit of that in episode 15. But yeah, it was a really good episode for transitioning into more to come. The whole arc was, really. And yeah, it was just a really enjoyable episode. I'd probably give it like an 8.5 to a 9. It was a really, really great episode of Dragon Ball Super. But moving on to episode 15. This episode was okay at best. It was a wrap-up, or not really a wrap-up. It was a, you know, the big arc is over, all the fighting's over. It's kind of like a chilled-out, just, you know, resting episode, kind of at peace. You know, a filler episode, if you want to call it that. And it's Mr. Satan. He tells the story of how he's the one who defeated Beerus. He, like, goes Super Saiyan. It was really funny. That part was really funny. You know, you see Goku hanging out with Chi-Chi at home. He's like, I want to beat Beerus. And she's like, no, you can't. We spent all that money. You got to go back to work. And we got to take care of Gohan's baby and make sure the baby's born fucking healthy and shit. Buying all this food with Piccolo. Because Goku's like, fuck all that. He runs away. And I know people probably say, oh, see, Goku's a shitty father. It's like, no, not really. Chi-Chi's taking it upon herself and forcing Goku to, like, help out with Gohan's baby. It's Gohan's job, not Goku's, so no. But I could just see people like, oh, he's still trying to avoid fucking work and shit. It's like, yeah, of course he is. He doesn't want to work. So yeah, but you know, because people seem to want to take shots at Goku being a dad all the time. I just saw Piccolo carrying that backpack of stuff, and I could just see the people saying, "Oh, see, Piccolo is more of a dad than Goku." It gave me that vibe. Maybe no one's complaining about it. Maybe no one's saying anything, but it just gave me that feel when I saw that scene. But yeah, also a funny scene with Piccolo carrying. That was actually really funny. Why do I have to do this? He says. That was really good. So yeah. The scene with Videl and Gohan was kind of cute, you know. Mr. Satan's character is actually pretty good in Dragon Ball Super. I'm not gonna lie. You know, with you know the whole protecting Videl moment and him remembering that moment and actually going in to fight this guy. I guess I should mention the cat people. These cat dudes come down and they're afraid of dogs, and that's why they end up running away. And it makes Mr. Satan look like he's a badass. And I love that line, at least in the subtitles I read, when they leave and the dog was there and everything. He was like, "Oh, thank hell." That was a fucking hilarious line. He actually had a couple of really funny lines. I don't remember them actually, like the actual quote, but he had some really funny lines in this episode. Funniest scene, though. Well, actually, I'll get to the funniest scene, but let me just finish. When they leave because they're afraid of the dogs, whatever, that's kind of funny. It's a very Toriyama-style joke to do. Their little greeting dance, no. That not only was that not funny, that was very, very cringy. That was cringeworthy. That was not good at all. A little bit embarrassed while watching, not gonna lie. But that was made up for by one of the funniest runaway from the wife scenes I've ever seen, where he has Mr. Satan like punch him because Goku's like, "Oh fuck this." He punches him, then he flies over the crowd. He grabs the tractor and then flies over the building. I don't know if it was supposed to be like he bounced and grabbed the tractor, or if Goku's just dumb and like didn't follow the laws of gravity, but that was really funny. So yeah, I loved that. That was hilarious. Probably one of the best run away from the wife or girlfriend scenes I've ever seen. So yeah, that was great. In anime or fucking any cartoon or movie or whatever. Up there with Scott Pilgrim versus the World. I'm not going to go into like explaining that whole scene, but if you've seen Scott Pilgrim versus the World, you know which get away from the ex-girlfriend scene I'm talking about, where he, oh my god, I love it. So anyways, yeah, it was a funny episode, but a mixed bag. It didn't really push the plot forward at all, so I liked it, but it was just okay at best. I'd probably give it a 7 out of 10. The animation was solid. In fact, Super Saiyan fucking Mr. Satan fighting the fake Beerus, fucking Beebus as he was called in my fucking subtitles. Yeah, that had really good animation compared to some of Goku versus Beerus. It definitely looked better than episode 5. That's kind of sad. But whatever, it was a brief moment. And yeah, the next episode looks really, really interesting. I'm kind of just jumping to that, but I'm pretty much done. I already gave it a rating, so yeah. Jumping to the next episode's preview, Whis looks like he's going to come down and visit, and Vegeta's going to interact with him. That looks really interesting. And also Krillin and Goku are going to interact with each other, and it looks like we have like flashbacks of when they were young. So the next episode looks really interesting, and the animation looked really good as well based on the preview. And we could even be getting like a explanation as to how Goku and Vegeta became Whis' disciples, because we can assume based on the events of Resurrection of Frieza and what they kind of explain in the movie, that we give Whis food, he'll train us. And now we might actually see that actually happen before we get like maybe a time skip going into the Resurrection of Frieza arc. So this episode, kind of pointless, but funny. The next episode looks like it's going to be a transition episode into the next big arc, so it's moving along at a decent pace. You know, this whole show could be faster, but maybe that's just because I'm comparing it to the movies, and the movies are like an hour and a half long, and they get through the arc really, really quickly. This is a TV anime, but I still think it could be a little bit quicker. Super's definitely not perfect. It's definitely rough around the edges in a lot of areas, but it's still a fun series. Anyways, not a full Dragon Ball Super series review. Episode 14 and 15. Give 14 a 9 out of 10. Give 15 a 7 out of 10. Both pretty good episodes. Check them out. Anyways, check them out. You fucking probably saw them. I spoiled the whole episode. Whatever, I'm rambling. Thanks for watching this video. Tell me what you guys thought of these episodes of Dragon Ball Super in the comment section below. Follow me on Instagram. That would help me out a lot. Give this video a thumbs up. That would also help me out a lot. Subscribe if you haven't already, if you like what you've seen here, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.